Alright. Whoa, that sunrise just popped up over the hill. Crazy. Alright guys, Papa Pepper back again. We're actually about 2 hours from St. Louis. It's almost 6 in the morning. Woke up the family, the Middle Peppers, the 4 Middle Peppers, and had them packed by 3 a.m. We are on the road so we can stop in for breakfast with some friends in St. Louis and make it up to Grandpa Pepper and my mom's house for supper in central Wisconsin. So wanted to do a quick video on just children. For a long time I've said children are like pit bulls, and what I mean by that is I've met some vicious, disobedient, psycho, potentially homicidal, pit bulls in my time. And then I've met some that are the biggest, cutest, most tender, loving, affectionate, pretty much lap dogs, although they may outweigh some of us. So when I compare children to being like pit bulls, what I mean is it's all in how you raise them. I've actually had somebody tell me in person, like, wow, you're so lucky you got such, kind and gentle and loving children, obedient, respectful children. And my initial reaction was like, what are you talking about? They didn't come out this way. And I think that's one of the problems that some people have is they're like, oh, well, their kids are so obedient. Why couldn't I have kids like that? Well, you could have kids like that. Remember, they're your kids. For now, they're under your stewardship and your care, and they've been entrusted to you. They are your responsibility. You started out with a pretty much clean slate, and we all do. So children don't come out, respectful, courteous, generous, stuff like that. They just don't. They come out selfish, they come out greedy. They come out with a default setting of a sin nature. And it's the job and the responsibility of the parents to discourage the inappropriate behavior, encourage the right behavior, and begin to teach and train them up. It's not so they can just be, good model citizens and members of society and be productive and whatever else, but so they're actually just pleasant people equipped with not only a skill set to accomplish things in this life, but also the ability to appropriately interact with others. I remember once we were at Crooked Creek where we like to go sometimes, and somebody said, wow, like your kids, they obeyed you right away. Like my children would never listen to me. And I kind of thought about like starting a slow clap and being like, all right, way to go, Mom. My kids would never listen to me. Like, whose choice is that? If I let my kids, they wouldn't listen to me either. But I don't let them do that. I teach them and train them that when I say something, they're going to acknowledge what I said, and they're going to immediately give me a yes, sir, I'd be glad to, and then do it. And I'm not going to repeat myself. When they're talking to me, they're not going to repeat themselves. If my children don't listen to me until the 4th time I say it, when I'm raising my voice really loud, then I just taught them to disobey me the first 3 times. I taught them, those first 3 times I talked to you, you do not need to pay attention to me. Wait till the 4th time when I yell at you. That's when you need to obey. Well, I'm serious the first time. I'm serious the first time, and I actually want them to do what they need to do, what I tell them to do and instruct them to do the first time. So when I expect immediate obedience, and when I teach them and train them that that's the way to do it, that's the best way to go, in my opinion. Like I said, too, I don't allow them to repeat themselves. If they come up and ask me a question while I'm doing something, they can patiently wait for an answer. If they think I might have missed it, they can ask a new question, like, Dad, did you hear me? And then I can answer that question, but they're not going to be repeating themselves because I'm sick of just seeing these people in public. And the kids are just over and over and over and over again. I'm going to teach them that they can be kind and courteous to me. They can answer me immediately, and they can, respond when I say something the first time, and that when they say something to me, I will respond to it as soon as I can. If I'm engaged in something, they may have to wait a moment. That's okay. They can be patient, and if it gets boring waiting, that's good. A lot of life is boring. They can, get some practice of that and be set up for their future too. So I just kind of wanted to encourage the people out there who have children it's not exactly an 18-year sentence, and actually I don't believe in the whole 18 thing anyway. I don't even believe in teenagers, if you want to be honest. The whole teenage culture and rebellious teens and all that stuff, it's something that's been programmed into a lot of people's minds, and they kind of live it out in a way that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, that they're expecting their children to rebel when they're teenagers. They're expecting these things to happen. They're setting their children up for it, and then their children do, and they're like, yep, I knew that was going to happen. Well, yeah, you kind of, self-fulfilled that one. If I thought, kind of like Terrible 2s too. If I thought, my second year of marriage is going to be horrible, and if I hear that my whole life, and then I get married, and then my first year anniversary comes around, and I start my second year of marriage, if I'm with the mindset that it's going to be horrible, then every little bad thing in that gets amplified. I would be like, wow, this is so horrible, this second year of marriage. Like I said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's something that people kind of get trained, and it's a lie I believe that they buy into, this whole teenager thing, teenage rebellion. I've met plenty of teenagers who do not do that. And you know what? Some of their parents don't believe in teenagers. They're young adults. But anyway, just wanted to encourage people. It is not exactly an 18-year sentence, but it's a long investment, but you can get a return on that investment. I always try just to make sure that I live in the present in such a way that when I get to the future, I do not regret my past. And a lot of that's going to be in the raising of my children, because I haven't had them for that much of my past so far. I'm dealing with them in the present, and when I get to the future, I want them to be a blessing and I want them to be a help, which is why there are, for the most part, a joy to be around. Yes, they have their moments. Yes, we have opportunities to see where we have room for improvement and where we need to amplify, increase the instruction in a certain area. But as we work through these things, kind of check them off the list, they can continue on in this joyful, loving, obedient, respectful, appropriate way of living. Even like now, I've got Red Pepper, Monster Truck the Pepper, Buddy Pepper, and Sweet Pepper with me. Our oldest daughter, Pinky Pepper, one of the older kids was going to have to stay home with Mom and the baby because they weren't coming on this trip. And she volunteered. She said, well, I'll stay home so Red Pepper can go. And I thought, wow, she's missing out on a 1,500-mile round trip thing. She's missing out on returning to our homeland of Wisconsin. She's missing out on a weekend of interacting with some of my extended family, and she's missing out with spending some time with her grandpa and grandma, just so somebody else in her family can receive that blessing, and so that she can help her mother take care of all the chores on the homestead and help with the baby as well. Like, that is the appropriate way that I want a child to do. And even Red Pepper, there's been a couple times we went over for a work day at American Homestead, and I was just planning on taking Monster Truck. But Red Pepper said, Dad, I can cover all of Pinky Pepper's chores so she can go. And I'm like, you know what, I will honor that. And she was a blessing. She was a big help, Pinky Pepper, when she came. And then also when we went over to Bobblehead Homestead to go help Jeff, Red Pepper stepped up her game so that Pinky Pepper could go. And I thought, that's awesome. I love it when somebody says, I will choose to stay behind that somebody else may receive the blessing of being able to enjoy this experience. So just wanted to encourage people out there, a lot of things you get out of it, what you put into it. I'm really looking for a good return on my investment with my children. But it's going to take a lot of dedication, a lot of consistency, and a lot of effort on my part. But it's going to be a big pain to deal with if I'm not willing to put in that effort now. So I'd rather put in the effort now for the easier days ahead than take my job as a parent really lax right now and have some hard days ahead with the way that my children behave and are. All right, guys, hopefully that's encouraging for some of you. Don't just be lucky you got some nice kids. Go ahead. Work on it. Get some nice kids, guys. All right, Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out Steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.